You know, I could swear at this point that the belts just seem to find me. I got more belts in my place than a department store has. So, real quick, this is a kind of a trade deal. This is not my belt. This is a buddy of mine's belt. HD, Winged Eagle, Ali Anas, Altair belts. WrestleMania 14 version with the tight leather cut peeking up over the leather. I call this a screw job cut because when they did the Montreal screw job Survivor Series in '97, this is the version of the belt that was on TV. And Ali does fantastic work. This is his old leather stamp that doesn't have a very good R at the end. It looks like it spells Altair or Altai. 2x8 stamp boxes with the pear stamp that he's using. You know, one of the criticisms about the WWE shop dual plated that I had was the etching, and it looked like some body parts were missing and weren't there. But like here, you could tell the grappler on the left, you could see his hair, right? The dark recess portion there. You can see trunks. You can make out boots. Same thing over here. You can see the trunks. You can see the boots. You can see the hair on the grappler on the right. Very nice maple leaf. He's got some polishing marks, but pretty much every belt has that. That's those light little swirls that you're seeing there. Those are just polishing marks from a buffing wheel. Very nice, crisp, clean etching on the stars. On the tail of the eagle itself. You got legible lettering down here. 2003 Reggie Parks replica. And he has his artwork correct. He doesn't have the WWE shop artwork flaw that I pointed out the other day where it looks like the eagle has a tongue. And then it's identical over on this side of the belt. The same nice quality and features that the other one has, or the other side has. There's no bubbling. There's no pitting. 2mm, which is accurate. Six plate, logo plate. Some people also call it a property plate. With the tooling around it, which I think just sets it off. I always love when makers do that. 2x5 mail snaps. A wide strap. And then a nice one-piece belt tip. So, also the relief banner. It does have a relief banner. It does sit on top of the main plate. And it has the squared off corner on this end by the W, and then by the D it is more pointy and a sharp corner. So, very, very nice belt. These will run you brand new. I paid for my WCW 91 through 94, which is essentially a carbon copy of a Winged Eagle. I paid $13.50 for that. I imagine this will run you the same. There are a few defects that my buddy and I both noticed. I'll point out the two that he noticed, and I'll point out the one that I noticed. They're small. They're minor. So on this sidebar over here, try and get the light just right. There you go. Maybe you can see that. See those three little dents right there in that sidebar? That's one thing that my buddy noticed. And then in that corner where the eagle's wing meets the rest of the main plate, you see that white bit there. That's some discoloration. I don't know what that is. I tried to remove it with a Q-tip and I couldn't, so I don't know what it is. And then when he was making the strap and doing the paint, he got a little bit overzealous with it. And he got some paint on the back of the eagle's wings. It's actually two shades of paint. There you go. There's a black and there's a dark gray right above it. So I don't know what they are necessarily, but he does very, very nice etching, Very nice leather, nice and floppy. You just saw the backing. It's leather backing. It's not vinyl. And he also does very nice sealed burnished edges. You're not going to worry about your backing coming off. And one other thing that he does, this is not a criticism in any way. This is just something that he does with his belts that I think, is worth pointing out. He does thicker sidebars. Now, I'm going to bring up my WrestleMania 4 version, made by a different maker, made by Orm. But you can see the difference. And I'm not saying which one's better or worse. I don't want to make people think that. I'm just showing you the difference. If you like thinner bars, or if you like the thicker bars. It's up to you. I know the thinner bars are what Reggie would put on. But if you like thicker, he's your guy. And I guarantee you, he can give you thinner bars too if that's what you want. If you say, man, Ali, I'd love for you to make me a belt, but I'm not a fan of the thicker bars, I guarantee you he has no problem doing thinner ones. So, I'll move that over there. I'm going to bring my belt up from Ali, the WCW 91 through 94. I love this thing. Same high quality leather backing, same one-piece belt tip. The side plates between these two belts are basically identical, right? Except for the logos and the fact that one has a globe. And I'm just talking about like the sides have the columns. That's what I call them here. These three lines, and then that has it too. And then the sunburst pattern where the WWF logo is, and also at the bottom, is repeated over here. So this is Reggie Parks' artwork as well. When Flair took the big gold to WCW, they needed a belt for the World Championship. That's where you get this one. Sting, Luger, Vader, and Ron Simmons come to mind, and Flair, because Flair unified the belts when he came back to WCW. So anyway, long story short, I like that belt too. And what we're going to do now is a little bit of story time, because I told Ali I was going to do this. So we're going to talk about the journey that I had getting my belt and my buddy getting his belt. I have omitted and redacted my buddy's profile picture, his name, because he's not a YouTuber. He's not a belt maker. He's somebody that just bought a belt and got it a trade deal with Ali, and they traded belts. I'm going to detail all that, but I just figured if you're wondering why there's a smiley face over his profile picture and why his name has been redacted, is because he's not public like me and putting stuff on YouTube, and he's not a belt maker trying to get his business out there. So that's why I just wanted to respect his privacy. So my problem with Ali is consistency. He is a very, very skilled belt maker. He makes a great product. He is not a scam artist. He will not take your money and fail to deliver your belt. But when you deal with other makers, like I have, that hit their deadlines and keep you posted, and you never feel like you're getting forgotten about, whether it's X-Man, whether it's Jagu, people like, I'm trying to think of more makers off the top of my head that I've had to deal with, but I really am drawing a blank on any more than those two. They just came to mind first. But anyway, leather guys too. Mendoza's really good. But long story short on this whole thing is, I bought my belt from Ali at the end of July of 2023. And he asked for a $200 deposit. I sent him his $200 deposit. I asked him, I said, what's your wait time currently? He said 5 weeks. And to his credit, he did hit his 5-week deadline. So that was on the 27th when I sent the deposit. Fast forward a few days, he sends me a message with the unfinished main plate. It's missing paint and all that. But he tells me on the 31st, belt going to be done tomorrow, when he sends me that picture. And I'm floored at this point. I'm like, that's record timing. That's incredible. few days go by. October 3rd, sorry, August 3rd, 8-3. Um, he sends me a message. Today, belt will be finished. And then he asks, he lets me know what my balance is. You can send payment, send PayPal. So I sent him the remaining balance. And now I've got $13.50 invested in this belt. And I messaged him the next day. I said, any updates? Because I've only seen the one picture at this point. I haven't seen anything else. And he replies back the same day, send pics shortly. Okay, well, that means to me you're going to send them to him within an hour or so, whatever. Maybe, maybe by the end of the day. So on the, I don't get any pictures on the 4th. I don't get any pictures on the 5th. And on the 6th, he does send pictures. He also tells me, we'll be set to ship tomorrow. So that's on the 6th. Okay. So the 7th goes by. No tracking number. I don't hear anything. The 8th, I finally reach out. I said, did you ship the belt? Do you have a tracking number? Because I thought maybe he shipped the belt, forgot to send me a tracking number. And he says, I will send you tomorrow. I don't know if he was referring to the belt. He's going to ship the belt tomorrow, or he had already shipped it and he's just going to give me the tracking number tomorrow. I don't know. But that's on the 8th, August 8th. On August 10th, he sends me, I'd say, I'm trying to go off memory, but probably a dozen completed pictures of this belt. And I said, are you shipping it today? And he says, yes. And later that day, he sends a tracking number. So the belt comes in, love it, no regrets on that. This one, on the other hand, is a bit more convoluted and complicated. So I upload the World Heavyweight Championship replica from WWE Shop towards the end of October. And Ali reaches out to me after he saw I had shared the link to the video on one of the belt pages that we're both on. And he says, you have this? And I said, it's my friend's belt. Okay, awesome. Ask him if he wants to trade. Because Ali wants to get his hands on that World Heavyweight Championship to make send-out straps and to make his own version of the replica. I've seen that on his Facebook page too, and it looks great. So, he asked me if my friend wanted to trade. He would trade him a free HD belt for his World Heavyweight Championship replica that my buddy was going to return to WWE Shop anyway because he wasn't happy with the quality control issues on it. And so I reached out to my buddy and let him know about it. I said, dude, you got one of the top 4 belt makers in the world offering to give you a free HD belt for a replica that you paid almost a little more than a third of what his HD belt is worth. And you're going to ship it back anyway because you don't really love it because of the quality issues. You might want to jump on this. So he agrees. He tells me what kind of belt he wants. I relay that to Ali. So Ali reached out to me on the 24th. I established a group chat on the 28th for all 3 of us. That way I can sort of sit in the background. They can communicate, hash out details, but I can still keep a watchful eye and kind of know what's going on because my buddy's not as well versed in buying and trading belts and dealing with like doing this YouTube thing. He's got his collection growing and he just leaves it at that. He doesn't really engage all that much. So I thought, I'll keep a watchful eye. And that was on the 28th when I established the group chat. My buddy got his belt back from me. He shipped it out via FedEx on the 30th. And Ali listed a criteria to get it into Pakistan without him paying a duty fee. So it has to be marked as a gift, but also marked as a damaged item. But what he failed to explain was that the value on it was supposed to be 0. Well, my buddy puts, I think, $1,000 of insurance on it. And Ali had to pay that $1,000 duty fee when he came into Pakistan, and he was upset about it, and I understand. But by the same token, my buddy and I, we don't ship internationally, usually. I never have. So he didn't know. He didn't know that was going to cost Ali $1,000, and Ali didn't relay the message that it should be marked at 0 value. He just said, mark it as a gift and mark it as damaged. He did not say anything about a value to it. So he pays $1,000, and then he still is going to give my friend this belt, but he, kind of meet in the middle, make things right. He asked my friend to pay $150 for shipping. And my buddy does that via Western Union, sends him the money order. Ali received the World Heavyweight Championship belt on the 16th, and then we don't hear anything. Now, by the way, he hasn't given us a timetable on this belt. He hasn't said, hey, it'll be ready in 2 weeks, or hey, I got it in stock. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, he did tell me the belt was in stock. He said I have these in stock belts for him to choose from. So he did have this belt in stock. He gets it on the 16th. We don't hear anything. My buddy finally reaches out in the group chat on the 25th. How are things coming along with the Winged Eagle? Ali replies back, we'll send pics shortly. And that's the last we hear for a little while. And finally, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned because this is, I'm sticking my neck out and telling my buddy to do this deal. If it doesn't work out, it looks bad on me that I told my buddy to do this, that sort of thing. I didn't want to make my friend upset with me. So I reach out on the 2nd. I said, how's his Winged Eagle coming along? And Ali replies back, sending pics now. I reach out to my buddy later on, and I said, do you ever get pics from Ali? He says, no, he hasn't sent any, because I thought maybe he sent some privately to my buddy. He never did. So I said, I went to the group chat, and I had a screenshot of my message to my friend, and I said, where are the pictures? He said he hasn't received any. And I said that I'd asked my buddy, he hasn't received any, and Ali says, 1 sec, and then he provides pictures. And they swap shipping info. This is still on the 3rd, on December 3rd. And then Ali supplies a tracking number on the 7th. So, reason why I bring this up is I started this channel to let you guys know what you're dealing with makers, who quality is good, if somebody is a scam artist, if somebody is, they're selling pictures of a belt, but the belt you get is totally different, that sort of thing. Is the replica better than the bootleg, vice versa? I just want to be transparent. And so that's why I'm talking about this. He is not a bad maker. You've seen 2 of his offerings right here. These 2 are fantastic belts. He is not a scam artist. He will not rip you off for your belt. And I tread lightly on this because if you critique a belt maker, you are possibly hurting his ability to run his business. This is how he feeds his family. This is how he pays his bills. You're messing with a guy's livelihood here. And I fully understand that. But I told him, and I will put this message up on the screen too, my issue with you is your consistency or lack of. You make great belts. You are not, a scam artist. You make a top-notch product. But you fail to hit deadlines that you set for yourself. Now, the overall deadline of 5 weeks for this belt, he did hit, but I had to keep pestering him about the progress of the belt, and he kept stalling. And it felt like lip service. I'll tell him I'll send it tomorrow, or I'll send pics now, and then I'm pacified because I'm waiting on the pictures or whatever. And it just kind of moves the goalpost a little bit further away. It just kind of pacifies the customer, and you get some communication with the maker, but you don't get any updates on your actual belt. That's my only gripe. It's just his consistency. If he could get that down, I have no gripes with this maker at all. And I told him that I was going to talk about this, and I have all the messages to prove everything I'm saying. Do not hesitate to do business with him at all. He's a great maker, and you are going to get your belt. But like my dad would say, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Sometimes you got to be that squeaky wheel and remind him, because you're not the only belt order that he's working on. He could have 30 other belts that he's working on. And plus, he's got a family life, I'm sure, outside this belt business. So he's very busy. But my takeaway from this, what I want you to take away from this, is if you're going to do business with him, stay on him. Make sure he remembers your order and you don't get lost in the shuffle. Next belt video coming up is going to be how to win the dual-plated Winged Eagle that was in my last video. I hope you guys have a safe new year, and I'll see you guys on the next one.